back. There was another girl who needed her suitcase carried down. The female that was blocking the door that works for you said, would you mind carrying her suitcase down? And I said, sure, because I said I have to take this water bottle to Preslie. I then get it down the door. I open the door for her. That's where I intersected that gentleman, but I thought it was a woman, but gentleman, and gave the water bottle to him. That was the incident. And that's our side of the story. But the good news to the side of the story is you've already confirmed that was not enough to take off points for Preslie, because other parents were doing it as well.
The beauty bar was.
Okay.
So unless you tell me that there's a mistake with the beauty bar.
There's a huge mistake with the beauty bar.
Preslie paid for the beauty bar.
She did.
So she was authorized to be there?
Yes.
Yes.
When did Preslie pay for the beauty bar?
I paid for it the morning, Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Sunday morning. So I got permission because I didn't know that was doing hair and makeup. I was comfortable doing my own hair and makeup, but he was like, here's my phone number. If you need anything, let me know. Just make sure you get permission first. So I was like, okay, I just want to know if you can touch my hair up before I can go out on stage. So I asked, there was a lady that was helping in the dressing rooms. I asked her, I said, hey, I'm willing to pay this beauty bar fee whenever and pay him. I just want to know if it's okay for me to go to the beauty bar so that he can touch up my hair. And she said, let me go ask. I don't know who she asked. I think it was
Ariana.
I don't know. I don't know who she
Ariana's
asked.
right here. Okay. I can tell you. She doesn't deal with the beauty bar. It would be Kiana would be dealing with the beauty bar. But do you know who the lady was, Preslie? What's her name, the person? Or what does she look like? Who gave you the permission?
It was a black woman. I think she had short hair. And I have no idea what her name is. But she was in and out. And she was like, it's fine, just go. And then I got Kiana's phone number. They said, text her. She handed me the phone, text her your name and number, and she will reach out to you on what to do. So Kiana texted me the next morning and said, hey, let me know when you submit the $250 beauty bar fee. So I did it immediately, submitted it, and put as my hair stylist. And I was told it was okay. I did not know. I could have been told no, and I would have been okay with being told no. But that was, I thought I wasn't doing anything wrong.
And I completely understand that. So the question is, so just a couple of questions for clarification, because when I'm not involved in something, I never try to assume, I never try to say what it is.
Right.
Kiana can chime in on her piece. What we were told is that you got beauty bar services preliminary, that you got your hair curled or whatever they did, whatever services were performed, it was preliminary. Kiana was following up with you finals day, saying, you have to submit your fee. You're getting services in a space, in an area that you weren't authorized to be. So that's what I know from my perspective. The reason why that is a huge point deduction for a young lady is we have stressed it several times. Like that is like so clear as day that one of the things, even when we had several girls reach out saying, hey, is there any way I want to have my own room, or I want to sleep with my parents, or I want to, and we said, okay, you know what? If it's one person, it's one thing, but there's so many people that are asking, let's give that option where girls can. We stressed once again, just because you're getting your own room, beauty bar is still a requirement if you are going to get your services done professionally. If you accept our room, right? If you accept to be in our room that we paid for, you cannot go and stay in a room with someone else. These are all things that were stressed, and these are all things that we made it pretty clear that these are things that could potentially cost someone a competition.
So let me ask you.
I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
Yeah, because I'm kind of understanding, so I just wanted to get a quick recap, because I wasn't a part of this part at all. So she asked someone on your team went and got confirmation from whoever, came back, said, it's fine as long as you pay it. I'm going to send your information to Kiana and she'll do the payment information. The next day, Kiana said, hey, just let me know when you send payment. Preslie said how much. She told her the amount. Preslie paid it. What you're now saying,
We don't have a person in that looks like that on our team. We don't have a short-haired black person that's on our team. I'm just letting you know that we don't. So if you have a name, if someone, my thing is, there's a lot of people that's in the beauty bar that are makeup artists. Mm-hmm. They are makeup artists. So if someone as a makeup artist told you that, that's different. If they're saying, well, yeah, sure, let me, maybe them, but there is no black woman on our team with short hair. You guys saw us all there at the, so I am not disputing that someone told you that, because I personally was not there. But what I'm saying though is, if they did say that to you, that person had no authority. They definitely didn't speak to Ariana. She had no idea until that was brought to our attention. I said, because people were calling us, current queens were telling us girls are complaining. So I said, okay, so whatever was discussed, whether it's not, what I heard was that Travis was around when the conversation happened regarding you getting services. That's what we were told. No. So whatever conversation, I don't know if you may have said, oh, my boyfriend will pay it, or if maybe his name came up. I don't know. I wasn't there. But his name did come up from the different people. Your name and his name were both used. And when it was brought to our attention, my daughter said, Mom, just double check to see if she paid for Beauty Bar, just double check. We pulled it up, we looked it up, and we did not see Beauty Bar. And that is something that we have stressed. It wasn't something that it's a blindsiding, or we just pulled it out of anywhere. We stressed the importance of making sure that you were authorized to be in that beauty bar, because we needed it to be fair to everyone. Right. So as I said, I don't know who told you that, but I do know that the description you gave, yes, I know we are a predominantly African-American or Caribbean-American team, but I can tell you the only people that are African-American in look that's on our team is Randall Smith, myself, Ariana, and Kiana. That's it. So we don't have a person that fits that description, so I'm not sure who that person is. I'm not sure
who it was either.
So let me ask you this, business owner to business owner, because now I'm seeing what's happened. So you made an executive decision to deduct points from Preslie without 100% concrete she was not supposed to be there, because from what Preslie just told you, she asked somebody who came back to her that said Ariana said it was okay, whether if that person's lying or let me finish, whether if that person's lying or not. And then your person, Kiana, said, hey, Preslie, this is where you send payment to Beauty Bar, which is giving her confirmation that you're allowed to be here, but we just need your payment. So from business owner to business owner, I wouldn't, being told that, I would have came to Preslie and I would have almost tried to have bait her and been like, why are you at Beauty Bar? You didn't pay for it. And then she would have then said, well, your staff member said, as long as I paid for it, that I can be here. And then you could have then said, well, what staff member? And then we would have been in the building and Preslie could have walked you over and said, this one right here. And then you could have said, oh, that's not one of my staff members. To where then Preslie could have then said, oh, I'm sorry, they were back here, they acted as staff, I asked them to do something to make sure it was okay, they went and did it and came back and told me it was fine. Had only your staff members been back there and not this mystery person that shouldn't have been back there, we wouldn't have this problem. But let's close that for two.
No, Travis, we can't close it because I want to clarify. So I think you might have misunderstood what I said. So I'm going to take the same vein that you took, business owner to business owner. If everybody had the rules when it comes to Beauty Bar. If you've got services at the Beauty Bar, yes, Kiana's going to ask you that you need to make your payment. You got the services. It's the day after when it's brought to our attention. So business to business owner, we do not have to run contestants down to abate them. We gave contestants all the information that they need to make sure that everyone is in compliance, because guess what? At Miss USA and at Miss Universe, which this team has experience with how it's run backstage, there's no one running behind. They would actually, if you look at Miss US, Miss Universe that just happened, there were several girls that showed up all week, and when it was time for them to get on stage, they were already told